Good morning and welcome to a special edition of BloxNews. Today, Romania decides who will be the president for the next 5 years. The second round of the election takes place today with George Simeon and Nicu Sordan fighting for the presidential chair. We need to remember that in 2024 the elections were cancelled by the Constitutional Court of Romania. Călin Georgescu won the first round of the elections at that time, and the elections were cancelled. As this being said, let's begin with the special edition in the elections day that we have planned for today. So yeah, let's start. Presidential elections were held in Romania on 4 May 2025, with a second round scheduled today, May 18, 2025. The elections was scheduled in January 2025 following the cancel of the 2024 presidential elections, citing alleged Russian meddling in favor of first round winner Călin Georgescu. The campaign has been characterized by political instability and a series of protests against the annulment. On March 7 March, Georgescu was barred from running pending several criminal investigations, with leader of the OR party George Simeon announcing his candidacy in Georgescu's place. The elections were cancelled in 2024, as we all know. Georgescu made his campaign on TikTok and said he made this for free, like he didn't spend in Romania they don't have dollars, they have the lei as currency. Simeon, in the first round of the election, Simeon won 40-96 of the votes, and as we know, Dan won 20-99%. Simeon, who won 14-99% of the votes, is facing Dan, who garnered 20-99% of the vote in the second round, which is being held today on May 18, 2025. On 6 December 2025, we need to remember this: the 2024 presidential elections was cancelled by the Constitutional Court of Romania 48 hours before the second round was to be held, citing alleged Russian intervention on behalf of independent candidate Călin Georgescu, who took a shock lead in the first round with 23%. CSAT said the campaign was identical to the online campaign launched by Russia before its invasion of Ukraine, and which led to the cancellation of the first round. On 20 December, an investigation was published showing that PNL had seemingly paid for the TikTok campaigns. PNL interim president Ilie Bolojan had stated, however, that the campaign was altered illegally to favor Georgescu, yet had not blamed the company they work with for the alteration. That's a part of the elections cancellation. We need to remember what happened in December last year, in 2024, before talking about the elections that take place today. The second round of the presidential elections. After the parliamentary election, the second Ciolacu cabinet was formed as a minority coalition between PSD, PNL, UDR, and with confidence and supply from minority parties on 23 December 2024. Furthermore, Ilie Bolojan became president of the Senate of Romania, and Ciprian Constantinescu Serban became the president of the Chamber of Deputies of Romania. The cabinet passed with a 7-vote majority and became official. Opposition leaders, most momentarily George Simeon and POT leader Ana Maria Gavrila, called the cabinet illegitimate and for the resignations of incumbent President Klaus Iohannis. Sorry for what happened early. Following the annulment of the 2024 presidential elections in December, Iohannis was allowed to stay on as president by the Constitutional Court until his successor could be sworn in. However, on 10 February, following an attempt by members of parliament to impeach him, Iohannis announced that he would resign on 12 February. Senate President Ilie Bolojan assumed the role of acting president until the elections. The elections for today, when they will end, we will know who will be the president, and Ilie Bolojan won't be the president anymore. Georgescu arriving with Simeon to the Central Electoral Bureau to file his candidacy on 7 March. He was rejected 2 days later. Rest is history. On 26 February 2025, Georgescu was stopped by police in traffic while allegedly on his way to register for the election. He was charged with 6 offenses, including incitement to actions against the constitutional order and support for fascist groups. Călin Georgescu and George Simeon were to vote this morning, and they could not vote for unknown reasons. Yeah, I mean, where's the democracy? You can't just cancel elections because you don't like who won them. It's unconstitutional, and this is not democracy. Yeah. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. The police claim to have found $10 million buried inside his bodyguard's house, along with plane tickets to Moscow. On 7 March, Georgescu filed his candidacy to the Central Electoral Bureau, being rejected 2 days later, which led to new protests. Oh my gosh. Like I said, everything can happen. It's great that they haven't canceled the elections yet to this day. It would be crazy if this happened. Why am I laughing? Okay. The date of the first round had initially been publicly speculated by news media as 23 March 2025, with the runoff 2 weeks later, 6 April 2025. In early January, these dates became obsolete as the law of electing the President of Romania requires a minimum of 75 days between the election's day and the day of the election is called. On January, the coalition fixed the dates of the elections. The first round was scheduled to be held on May 4, 2025, which, yeah, we talk about this on BloxNews. With the second round 2 weeks later, aka now, because today we have the second round of the elections with George Simeon and Nicu Sordan. I don't know who you think will want the presidency of Romania, chair of Romania, the president. Like, the keywords in the show are president, elections, presidential elections, and everything is filled only with these three words. That's why all the yeah, I don't know what to say. The situation is bad because Romania is facing an economic crisis because they don't have enough money. The government doesn't have enough money, and that's because of how many elections were held and how many money were wasted on these elections. Like, for an example, the elections from December 2024, the second round, the parliament elections, the second round which was cancelled. Now in May 2025, the first round of the elections on May 4, and today the second round on May 18, and so much money were spent on campaign and these elections, like the papers, the TV ads, the everything, the you just can imagine how much money you need for all of this, because you are paying a company to do all of this for you. You are not just doing all of them by yourself. You're paying a company, and then the state gives you the money back after the elections. And yeah, the elections are so I don't know how to name them. The elections were, but they still are so vulnerable to annulment. You know that they canceled the elections in 2024, and it would be crazy if they cancel, if if they will cancel it this time too. In the outside of Romania, the presence at the vote was so high, and it still is so high. Everyone is going to vote their favorite candidate for the presidential chair, and that's a good thing. If you are Romanian and you're watching this, go and vote right now. Go and vote right now for your democracy, for your rights, for everything, for your life, because this is important. Only you can change this. Only you. Go and vote now. Go and vote for good, for for a better life, for your rights to be respected, for democracy. Go and vote now. Thank you for watching us today in this special edition of the BloxNews. See you next time. Goodbye, and don't forget to vote. Goodbye.